live in the middle of the mountains here where there is no city. Do you think they have a lot of money to spend? No. So that makes it very hard. Elena?
I heard that donating like stuff to like somewhere like lower your taxes or something like that.
Yes.
And like in history, some
Yes.
people were so mad that they boycotted the things that got like taxed.
Oh, yes. People fight about taxes all the time. It's nonstop. That's correct. And the thing that Elena just mentioned, friends, is called donations for charities. So when you donate money to a good cause, like a charity, for example, yes, it does help with your taxes to reduce your personal taxes, like my taxes, for example.
Yippee!
Okay, you guys are funny. All right, so one thing to point out, as I mentioned a second ago, if you look at this community, and Zoe pointed out that there's a little car here, yes, people do use this, but the people that live around here don't live in the city. People who live in the city tend to have a little bit more money, a little bit more because it's a little bit more expensive. And people who live in areas like this, in the middle of nowhere, remote regions, remote areas, they tend to be a little bit on the poorer side. Okay, not everywhere, but where we're talking about in Peru, for example, that is the case. Okay, so let's find out what real impact building a 2,600 kilometer highway has done, both pros and cons. And then, friends, I'm going to show you the world's scariest roads after this. Okay? Elena, start us off.
Can I read paragraph B?
And A. Go ahead. Start us off.
Yay! A new road that connects the Pacific with the Atlantic could bring riches and environmental ruin. Mary Lasgura remembers a trip she took in 2003 from the city of Cusco, high in the Peruvian Andes, to her home in Puerto Maldonado, a city in the
Okay, that's not me, right?
No. Forest. By the plane, this
Okay, you just froze. So, city in the Amazon rainforest. Continue by plane. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, Miss Selena, we can't hear you. Can you log back in? Come back and log back in, okay? Something's going on with your computer.
Okay.
Can I get someone to continue for Elena, please? Can you continue, please? By plane?
Uh, by plane, this 320-kilometer journey would have taken only 37 minutes. But Mary had traveled by truck along narrow mountain roads, across rushing rivers, and through dense jungle. It took her 3 days to reach home.
Can you hear me?
During the long trip, she remembers thinking, I can't wait till they build that highway. Almost 10 years after that long journey, Mary's wish came true.
Thank you. 37 minutes by airplane. Okay, so she could afford it. 37 minutes or 3 days to get home. 3 days. 37 minutes is shorter than this class, or 3 days.
What did she choose?
37 minutes. No, but she had to drive. She had to drive. Okay, Elena, can you continue since you got stuck? You can do C.
Okay. Bridging a continent. In early 2012, the Transoceanic Highway opened to public vehicles for the first time. A dream of Peru's political leaders since the 1950s. Work on the vast network of roads and bridges began in 2006 and was completed in 2011. To date, the East-West Passageway spans 2,600 kilometers from Peru's Pacific Ocean coastline. It continues across the Andes Mountains and
Andes.
through a large Andes Mountains
Yeah.
and through a large part of Peru's Amazon rainforest. It then travels into Brazil, where it connects with a network of existing highways to Atlantic.
Very good. So friends, here's the problem now. I think one of the big important words just showed up in this paragraph. What's the big word that you know I'm talking about? What's the uh-oh? What's the uh-oh here? 2,600 kilometers from the Pacific Ocean, through the Andes, through Peru's Amazon rainforest, all the way up to the Atlantic. Ruby, what's the uh-oh moment?
When your car maybe falls into the Atlantic.
Oh, well, you would hope it doesn't fall into the Atlantic. That would be very devastating for sure. That would be a big uh-oh. Kenny, what's the big uh-oh in our paragraph here?
It's really
Kenny?
long.
Okay, it's really long. So there's many highways that are longer than this. What's the worst thing about that sentence, friends? Did anyone notice? What's the worst thing? So from Peru's Pacific Ocean coastline, it continues across the Andes Mountains and through a large part of Peru's Amazon rainforest. Zoe?
Did you say Andes?
Yep.
You know that the Andes is the highest mountain chain in the world, right?
Well, they're not going over it.
Phew.
Yeah, they're not going over it. They're going across it. So they're going to be cutting some parts of it. But yeah, that's not the challenge, friends. Elena?
It says it goes through like a large part of the Amazon tropical like thingy. So that means they're like breaking down the nature in the Amazon like tropical thingy.
The Amazon rainforest. Friends, the Amazon rainforest is such an important part of the ecosystem that we have. And people, humans, keep coming in and cutting it down. Now, friends, this is a really big problem because the more and more we cut into it, not only do we kill hundreds and hundreds of species, but this Amazon rainforest is extremely important to our life as well. It has many purposes. Zoe?
I forgot how much percent, but around like maybe 15 or 16% of the air of the oxygen came from the Amazon.
See, there you go. Zoe, I don't know what the percentage is either, but that's a very high number. Anything, if you're saying the 15% of our air is made and cleaned essentially in the Amazon rainforest, that's a really big number. It may not seem like a big number, but that's huge. Now, friends, if you keep cutting down the Amazon rainforest, we got problems, big problems. So let's get into D. Gavin, you want to read D for me, please?
Okay. The Transoceanic Highway has been celebrated as one of South America's greatest engineering feats, and supporters say it will greatly improve people's lives. Until recently, travel between the cities of Cusco and Puerto Maldonado in Peru took days by bus or truck. As Mary's story illustrates, and drivers had to use narrow, partially unpaved mountain roads. Now the trip only takes a few hours and is much more safer.
Okay, so 3 days or a few hours? That sounds like a no-brainer. Kenny?
That's a really big difference.
Huge. So imagine how your life would change if you had to go, let's say, for example, you had to go to get to your grandma's house. Let's just pretend, friends, okay? They are 3 days away by car and you have to drive there because you have to see them every weekend. You have to drive there 3 days, okay? And now it only takes like 5 hours. That's incredible. That changes people's lives 100%. Ruby?
Wait, but if they build it, then don't they destroy the Amazon forest?
Yes.
Rainforest?
Yes. Yes and yes.
So then why are they doing it?
Because it makes people's lives easier. And friends, not only does it make people's lives easier, why do people make very big decisions? Big companies make very big decisions, including governments, because that's a big company. Why do they make big decisions that have some bad consequences? Elena?
I think it's for their countries or their people's goods.
That's a very positive thing to say, Kenny.
It will make the people like happier,
Mhm.
and also it doesn't. There really isn't like tons of choices.
Hey, what do you mean by tons of choices?
Like if you don't cut down the Amazon, like part of the Amazon rainforest, then like your people will like suffer and stuff.
Yeah, you can't connect to those other highways if you don't go through this way. But you can go around in a way, but this one's easier and faster. Now, friends, there's something that we're missing. Why do big businesses encourage building things that sometimes are bad decisions for the world, the planet, animals, plants, life? Ruby?
So that their business can boom. And for example, like Asia wants Brazil's like peanuts. No,
Okay.
we're like some type of nut. I don't.
Mm.
And they
Okay.
make, and like and then that business who's selling the nut, like the particular nut,
Yeah.
um, and let's just say I forget what it costs, but like let's just say it costs like a few $100s.
Mhm.
If they sell 10, then that would be like like 200 times 10. So that
Yeah.
would be like 2,000. So then they can make more money, and then yeah.
Kenny, let's add on to that.
So because then your company will get more money, first of all, and second of all, the people will probably like your company better.
Yes, friends, the answer is money. The reason that the government had decided that this was a good idea to go and destroy the Amazon rainforest in a very, very bad place, because that particular place in the Amazon rainforest that they were tearing down was very important. And we'll see that in a second, but they're making money, and it always comes down to money, friends. We destroy the earth for money, right? So, for example, when people want to cut down trees, why do they want to cut down trees? For example, why? Kenny, why would people cut down trees?
They can make houses and stuff, and they get wood and stuff too.
Bingo. They get wood for so they get wood for houses, for building stuff. But friends, aren't there other ways to do it? Aha, that's right, Ruby. Yes?
I have two things to say. Number one, they just want to take the shortcut. Like they just don't want to do like they just want to take the shortcut
Mm-hmm.
and make it as simple as they can. Also, second of all, I think it's actually a pretty good idea because once the company gets the money, can't they just like can't the government like go back into the Amazon rainforest, and then the company pays for the damage that they did, and then like Yeah.
I love that idea, Ruby. That's an absolutely beautiful idea. But somebody would like to debate that idea? Would anyone like to debate it? Elena?
But will they do that? Won't they like lose more money? Like
Hmm.
like or like like if they like tear down the Amazon and then have to pay it back, well, don't they just don't get a profit or they lose money?
They probably would lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kenny?
Wait, if you spend the things back, it, aren't you basically just like redoing your save and then you're back to at the beginning?
Ah, okay. Friends, you can't
No
rebuild.
profit.
You can't rebuild the Amazon. You can't rebuild it. Do you guys understand that? You can't rebuild it. So it doesn't matter what you say after it's gone. You can't rebuild it. The ecosystem there in the Amazon rainforest is so specific that we can't rebuild it. It's gone. It's gone forever. Isn't that scary when you think about it? Just to build a road, you've destroyed something that can never, ever return that we need. It's crazy. Well, friends, let's go into F because we talked about number 5. Okay. Who would like to get into F for me just to wrap that up? Ruby, go ahead.
Wait, F?
Yeah, F.
The highway will also open up areas of the Peruvian Amazon that were not accessible just a few years ago. This may increase activity in these areas and give people new places to live and travel to. This in turn could mean more jobs and money for the Peruvians.
Ooh, okay. So here, friends, we got a really big question again. Okay. So you tear down the Amazon, you destroy that, but at the same time, you are now able to build something up that's not nature. Okay. You're going to make it, right? You're going to build something up where people can now visit, which means you can make a business, which means people can have jobs, which means people can have some money. Remember this area where this is happening, people were very poor. So what is your opinion about now this opportunity? Zoe?
Half.
Half. Explain. What do you think?
Like on one half, like you said, like it said, just like that's like people can get just like a more comfortable life, but at the same time, you're destroying habitat for animals. Just like today, for example, in today's presentation, a kid just like who was talking about the just like this endangered macaw.
Yeah.
And like it lives in the Amazon, and there's only 350 left.
350. So friends, most of your schools, I'm going to just take a guess. Okay, if you go up to grade 5, for example, in your schools, you probably have about 300 to 500 students, depending on your school, friends. I'm just putting an average out there. Okay, some are smaller, some are much bigger.
My elementary school goes to like 4th grade. So I'm going to middle school next year.
Fantastic. So in your school, there's probably about 300 students. Imagine every single student represents one macaw or one animal. And then all of a sudden, they close that school. None of those students have anywhere to go now. And what happens to the students?
They die.
They die. Well, technically, well, no, but yes, in theory, yes. Kenny?
They don't have any education.
They don't have any education. Yeah. Now we're being theoretical here, friends. Of course, children will just move, right? But animals will move. But sometimes when you move and you can't find the right place to fit into, it's not going to be an easy life because you've moved out of the place where you're supposed to be. So it's kind of like the animals. So I think it's time for us to take a look at some of the world's more scariest dangerous roads. Before we get into some more environmental challenges, some of you might be kind of interested to see what kind of infrastructure some people have to deal with before actually, well, roads are made, okay? So let's take a little peek. Let me just stop my share here. I've got a really nice video that's going to show us the 7 most dangerous roads in the world. Now, friends, when I say dangerous, I actually mean people die. Okay, so just be mindful that this is actually a place, these are places where people actually die because the roads are so bad. But people still need to live, move around, and make money, go to see family, etc., etc. So unfortunately, sometimes you have to make the changes to make the roads, to make the infrastructure to help people move around. So here we go. We're going to talk about 7 of them. These are the most dangerous roads in the world. Now, this is fake, friends, just so you guys know. This is not a real picture, okay? People are not flying off the bus like this, okay? Here we go.
Most dangerous roads. Number 7. The Stelvio Pass, Italy. Some roads look a lot more dangerous than they really are, but that doesn't mean it's okay to admire the alpine scenery instead of the route ahead. With more hairpins than Helena Bonham Carter, the Stelvio Pass in the Italian Alps looks like a child's scribble over the hills.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's like zig, 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 zig,
And
zig.
why is it green?
Oh, because the grass. Oh, you mean why the road is green?
Yeah.
It's
Why
like
would the road be green? It's like it's like teal. It's like mint.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they just made it that color. Maybe so it looks extra beautiful with the green grass.
Yeah, it was dangerous.
Ah, it's very dangerous. Let's see.
Don't be fooled. At 9,045 feet up in
9,045 feet up this mountain. Like, look at this road. Like,
And it's literally vertical, basically.
yes,
Like it's literally
exactly.
the Alps, the Stelvio Pass is one of the most scenic drives in the world. The views are immense and insane, but appreciating those vistas may cost you. The 180-degree corners are dangerous, the concrete barriers low, and winter brings icy roads and slick conditions.
So friends, it says 180 degrees. Now, some of you might not understand degrees or angles, okay? But does anybody understand what an 180 degrees almost looks like? Kenny?
That's
Like halfway, like down, like this.
Yeah, kind of like a just really tight.
Like a circle, and then
I have one question.
Yes.
Why is it in the middle of the mountains? It's literally floating.
Well, no, it's not. It's actually etched into the mountain. It's cut into the mountain. So this it just looks like it's floating. It's not. It's actually on the actual mountain itself. This is just the angle, the way it looks. It's not floating. Just in case you thought it's not floating. So friends, 180 degrees is not exactly 180 degrees, but as you can see here, these are extremely tight corners. And what happens if you go too fast around these corners, you will lose control. Yeah, Zoe, you're right. You will literally fly off the edge. Like fly. Like bye, your car's an airplane. Okay, Ruby?
Okay, I don't know any physics, but is it possible if you like just fly off the road and then where the person is standing, you just land on that and then just go back up and then you're fine?
The chance of it, the chance of first off your car surviving, flying and then smashing down into the ground is very, very, very slim. Yeah, but I mean, in theory, maybe one day we'd be able to do that. Yeah.